भगवते वासुदेवाय।
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरये।
ततो जयोमुदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवतसेवया
नित्यं भागवतसेवया
भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके
भगवतीमुत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णकृष्णाय प्रभुपादाय श्री गिरिराजाय स्वामिने सुवक्षरारास बिहारिहं भक्तिवेदांताय नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं। जय श्री Prabhupada. So we are discussing the history of the life of Ajamil. So just to remind ourselves, this discussion is coming after the hellish planet, punishment in the hellish planet. And now the cause of our descent to the hellish planet is being discussed. What, why is it that we commit sinful activity? Even Arjun asked Krishna, why do we commit sinful activity as if by force? Hmm? Hmm. Yeah, by force, right? Meaning I don't want, but it's as if I'm by force I'm doing it. So this discussion is going on here, and the whole intricacies of how each and every one of us who are living in this material world how we've got entangled in the cycle of birth and death due to karma, meaning fruitive activities. So different solution has been given. So meaning that the tendency to commit unwanted activities is always there with the jeev, whoever has taken birth. We are not going to hide it, all right? It's just clear. I remember my Guru Maharaj when he was teaching this nectar of devotion, it was the first shock of my life when he said the very body is the symptom of our prarabdha karma. Okay, our this is prarabdha karma, and somehow my head is like so much in the clouds. I thought that I'm transcendental. I thought I'm pure devotee. I'm this and that, and here he was saying that this body is your prarabdha karma. Okay, so but it took me many years for that to sink in, and reading this Bhagavatam, right? Reading that Bhagavatam make me understand that it's not a joke, that we are in this material world and coming out also is not a joke, right? And here we are studying how we fall down. So now, tendency to commit sinful activities is there. That's what we call conditioned soul. But along with it, Krishna is so kind. He's putting, it has been described in 12th canto, I think, that this Bharat Varsh, this particular stage, right? But this Bharat Varsh, it described that between this, the Himalayan range, to this point where yagya is done, Aryavrat, I think it's called, right? Aryavrat, right? This is where you get the most opportunity to come out of the cycle of birth and death. And this is why the entire world, for centuries on end, they used to come to what we call here Bharatvarsh, India, right? They used to come here for knowledge, right? And now we are getting this opportunity. So why? I just heard lectures on this sixth canto itself. So Prabhupada is saying that as soon as you're a human being and there is some civilization, naturally there has to be some dharma there. Some religious system has to be there. What is that religious system? It is to regulate us. Now in Varnashram Dharma, regulation is more strict, right? Very, very strict, very demanding, because the caliber of people are higher, right? The higher you are, the more the demand is. No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex, right? With others, there may be some, up and down, up and down. You're allowed to do this, right? We've read that in other places. So now, if by ill luck we do something wrong, then there is a prescription how to counteract that sinful activity that we call atonement or prayaschitta. And now, karmakan is such that you are doing a karma and you are using another type of karma itself, meaning it is motivated. It has nothing to do with Krishna, just motivated. But everybody knows that even though I know something is good for me, still I'm not going to do it. Right? Because there is no strength. We don't love ourselves sufficiently to take care of our own well-being. Right? Every mother knows this. Right? Every mother knows this. Every wife knows this. Right? You want to take care of somebody, the person doesn't want to take care of himself or herself. What can you do? Why? Because there's not sufficient self-love, right? Right? We read about all this. Only when we love Krishna, for Krishna's sake, do we get the strength. Right? Only when we love Krishna. So Krishna will say, for my sake, Patram, Pushpam, phalam tuyam, right? Yat karoshi, yat juhoshi, yat dadasi, right? Madarpanam, right? No, so all the festivals in India, right? They have so many rules and regulations. Don't eat this, fast, do this tapasya, so many things, right? For me, you're doing actually, it's for us. Krishna said, do for me, right? All the vrat, this. So it's a festival day. It is festival day. Here we are suffering, right? We have to fast, we have to cook, we have to so many things, right? It's all suffering, but we are doing for Krishna's sake, and actually it is for our benefit. All right. So this is what being discussed here, right? So karma kand doesn't work because there is no transcendental objective. The simple reason that there is not sufficient self-love. You can't love yourself. How is it possible to love yourself? Is it possible? You can love somebody. You can't love yourself. Though we say we are selfish, right? We say we are selfish, but we don't have sufficient self-love, right? So that's why people, they drink, they smoke, they take drugs, they die, right? Isn't it?
But Mataji, is it they consider when they drink or something, they get some temporary pleasure. So the illusion that they are loving themselves or enjoying makes them to do it. No,
Yeah,
finally,
self-love means that you care for yourself, all right? That's what I mean by self-love. You sufficiently care for yourself that you don't cause injury to yourself. See what I mean by self-love, right? So karma kand doesn't work. Then came the next one is about jnana. So even though you know you should not do, still you do, right? What do they do on this? I don't know whether they still do it on that cigarette pack. What is it, right? Injurious to health. So everybody knows whenever they pick, right? They know it's in that the person who wrote it. He did it only because out of compulsion, right? Government is behind it. You have to put, but everybody knows nobody cares. So therefore, it's okay, right? Then nobody cares. The person who's going to light the cigarette, he will light the cigarette, right? So knowing also is not doesn't work, right? So therefore now we come to, so in text 13 to 14. So therefore prescribed duties are given, prescribed rules and regulations. Number one is what? What the very first rule in self-control? What the first rule in regulating the self? Hmm? Yeah, how do you do it? What is the first rule? Celibacy. All right? Everything starts with celibacy. Therefore, every community, whatever it may be, always they emphasize celibacy. All right? Whether it is the Sanatan Dharma, Hindu, whether it is the Buddhist, whether it is even the Christians, right? They have the monk, they have the nuns, right? And among the Muslim community, as far as I know, it is like their marriage, right? The system of marriage, right? Which is common to all. But celibacy is a must. All right. So then celibacy, and then meaning voluntarily giving up sense enjoyment. Like again, every community they have fasting, right? They have fasting. I don't know. At least in India, all communities have fasting days, right? Doesn't matter which one it is. I don't know abroad. But Prabhupada said that when he went to the West, everybody knew only about eating. They never knew about fasting. So when he started Ekadashi, and he said, okay, you can have non-grain, anukampal you call it, right? Like you can have non-grains. You can have fruits, you can have milk, you can have, you know, no legumes, no grains, right? So he started, and then he made feast, okay, so that at least they will follow because they only know about eating. But austerity of voluntary giving up sense enjoyment, control the mind, and giving in charity, right? At least that everybody likes to do, right? I don't know how somebody said about Prabhupada, about America. I think Prabhupada himself said, though America so much they have fallen, right? They're number one who fell down from all relative principles. Though their ancestors were very good people, but very fast when they got money, opulence, they relaxed and they enjoyed life and they became completely degraded and criminals. Prabhupada will speak about this in this Bhagavatam itself, right? Rate of crime is very high. He said, so say, how come so much sinful activity is going, but still they are well positioned? Prabhupada says, because they give in charity. They give in charity. Therefore, they always have, right? They give in charity. Truthful, I don't know who's truthful, okay? Brahmins are truthful, okay? You can trust only Brahmin. Somebody who's truthful. Who is? Are you not Brahmin? You're not truthful? I'm just asking. I'm just asking, are you all truthful? Are you truthful? Are you truthful? Are you truthful? Are you truthful? Why? Why you speak lies? You speak lies?
Not really, but yes, you cannot say that 100%.
Why?
कहीं तो कुछ ना कुछ करने के लिए कभी बचपन से या बच्चों से या कुछ काम में झूठ तो कभी बोलना ही पड़ता है.
Anyway, who's truthful is a Brahmana, okay? Clean,
but Mataji,
clean and non-violent.
99.99% even Yudhishthira you cannot say truthful.
He was,
Ashwatthama iti gaja.
yeah, so he was truthful. Now we have to define what is truthfulness, right? Now we have to define what is truthfulness, right?
Yes. So no, we are talking about situations like this where you have to maneuver. Otherwise, I will say I love to be truthful.
maybe I also.
And I'm very
झूठ
straight.
बोलेगा तो गुस्सा भी आएगा, लेकिन कभी कुछ ऐसी situations में we have to.
So Yudhishthir was, well, he was a Kshatriya, right? He was a Kshatriya, and for a higher purpose, right?
For a higher purpose.
You know, like example is given. Example is given. I think it's Buddha, right? Yeah. It's a principle of dharma, truthfulness, 4 legs of dharma. Right? Truthfulness, satyam. Satyam is a leg of dharma. Now just see how we start discussing about sinful activities, right? Satyam is a leg of dharma. Alright. Now Yudhishthir, for a higher purpose, he spoke lies. And when he hesitated, what happened? What happened? His chariot that used to float came down. All right? So when he hesitated, all right, his chariot came down. It seemed like a mundane lie, right? But Arjun, when Krishna told him, shoot at Karna, Karna was in a disadvantage, right? Right? He was a disadvantage.
Yes.
And Krishna told Arjun, shoot him. This is the time, this is the moment, shoot him. Right? Arjun obeyed. Right? Arjun obeyed Krishna. And therefore, whenever we speak of Krishna, we speak of Arjun. Right? Partha Sarthi, right? We don't speak of Yudhishthira and Krishna. Right? Even though he's Dharmaraj, right? Hesitation to follow the direction of the Supreme Lord, right? Who is himself the Supreme Dharmaraj, right? Krishna is the supreme Dharmaraj. When he's saying, now you have to remove him, right? Because whatever they have acquired has been by treachery. Each and everything that the whole gang of the Kauravas acquired, the parties, they got it through treachery. And they say, who conquer by the sword dies by the sword, right? Hmm? Law of karma is so exact. So exact. If somebody, you have made somebody, you have dominated somebody when he or she was in a weak point. When you are at a weak point, you will get dominated and conquered. This is how the laws of karma works, right? So Arjun only had to say, see, it's him, what he did to Draupadi, right? So therefore they meet the karma. Hmm? So truthful in the regular sense. Yeah, I was speaking of Buddha, right? So Buddha saw this house was on fire and children were inside that house. The father had to speak a lie to get the children out, right? So utilization of truthfulness also requires good intelligence, right? It doesn't mean that you are untruthful.
Then I'm
Chala dharma, all right? Buddha, Gautam Buddha, he used chala dharma, chala dharma. He had to remove the karma kandiya brahmanas who were doing violence to the cows in the name of Ved. So he had to bewilder their minds. He spoke in such a way. Speech, right? Wood, speech. He spoke in such a way that he removed those karma kandiya brahmanas away from those karmakand section of the Vedas and he made them follow him. Right? Is Buddha a liar? You understand? All right. So this is ABC. I didn't want to speak of this. No, actually, we run courses on this. It's 26 qualities of a devotee. This is from day one. We learn all this. Please get the book and or attend our course or teach the course. 26 qualities of a devotee. Last few years we've been running this course by Satsvarup Das Goswami Maharaj. So amazingly, he has described each and every quality of a devotee, pages and pages. I'm always amazed at how he must have been very young in Krishna consciousness, right? When he wrote that was in the 80s when he wrote that book. How the depth of his understanding. Meaning that they met Prabhupada, right? He has written this Prabhupada biography. So meaning that's in the 60s, late 60s, right? 70s, Prabhupada already left when he was. So meaning in only maximum 10, 12 years, how can he write something in such depth about the 26 qualities of a devotee? He must be from, Vaikuntha, not Vaikuntha, he's here, from the heaven is Swargalok, must have been devotee, Brahmana, must be a Brahmana, right? I'm always amazed at that book. Whenever I study, I marvel at it. Right? So please get a copy of that book. All right? And study. Don't read it, study it. So when I'm speaking of this, I'm remembering him actually. Remembering. I heard that book which date of my life? I think 84 maybe. And I never forgot it. Throughout my whole life, I keep on reading that book and teaching it. Basic, right? Hmm? So all this is there. Control of the mind, give charity, truthful. So he described what is truthfulness. Clean, non-violent, follow the regulative principles and regularly chant the holy name of the Lord. Sober, faithful, who knows the religious principles. All right? So even though we have all these good qualities, even though we know we should not commit sinful activities, but still we do it. Example, what analogy is given?
Deeper beneath the bamboo tree, which
Yeah.
may be burned by fire, but the roots still remain so at the
Yes.
surface.
And you know how beautiful a bamboo tree is, right? It's very tall, right? It's very attractive. That bamboo tree, it's so green, tall, right? So you think tall in knowledge, right? And it's got so the creeper around, right? So it's got dry leaves. So you set fire to it. You say, okay, my bamboo now is dried up. But bamboo is resilient to anything. As soon as the rain comes, immediately it sprouts ever fresh, ever green bamboo. Is it true? I don't know. I'm reading here. I'm not in what you call those botany. From Bhagavatam, we are learning everything, right? Geography, right? World maps, universal map. Here we are learning botany. Yeah, everything we are learning from this. All right, sociology also. So now today, and we're going to spend our entire time on this one verse only. Okay. So then Shukadev Goswami, after speaking of Karma Kand and speaking of Jnana, now he's going to speak of Bhakti together. Kechit kevalaya bhaktya vasudeva parayanaha agham dhunvanti kansnyena niharam eva bhaskaraha. So this verse, how many of you have read Bhagavatam, first canto to 12th canto? The entire Bhagavatam. You have read?
Read once,
Full.
but I don't.
Yeah.
But I have read
Devahuti?
line to line with meaning.
Oh,
With meaning. I took
okay.
so many years.
Okay.
But with meaning, I
Yeah.
have not left anything.
Good. Yeah, yeah,
Starting
yeah.
to end,
Yeah,
everything.
yes. Yeah, that's the way
I
to
have
read.
started again, but now it's game. Firstly, now I'm not reading meaning.
What?
Just this, no, not word to word meaning,
Mm.
or not this shloka. Just translation and purpose.
No, you read the
Because
shloka.
so many.
How much? Devahuti,
Yes.
have you read?
I've gone till 9, reading myself,
Hmm.
self-read.
I also
Have
said
you
this.
read? No, you haven't read Bhagavatam. Have you read Bhagavatam? 8th canto?
I'm still on 9. Takes time. And the
No.
more you
Hmm.
go through the class, then your reading becomes slow. Earlier it was fast, but as we are in the class, then
We are
the
meeting
reading
once
becomes a
a
little.
week. We are meeting once a week. You have 6 days, yeah? Right? You have 6 days and 1 hour only we are meeting. Right? Right? No.
No, I'm
So,
saying slow not because of that. I'm saying slow because of the class and the understanding. Because
yeah.
earlier when I
No,
was
no,
reading,
just read.
cut,
We want you to read. We want you to read. It's not that you're going to just sit and wait, and that also we are not always meeting, right? So many times there are, gaps, right? So we can't do this. Why I'm asking? Because these topics are to be read again and again and again. All right? We cannot understand this.
Once
All right?
can't understand.
If my Guru Maharaj didn't teach nectar of devotion, I took his class 3 times. First, my Guru Maharaj, he was teaching nectar of devotion. The first time I was completely blank. First time, couldn't understand. I took it again. 3 times I took. All right. Then for 10 solid years, every day, and I'm an avid hearer. All right. Every single day I listened to his classes, bits and pieces, until I could figure out what he's teaching and what is nectar devotion. After 10 years, then I taught nectar devotion in the MIHE, in the VIHE, and everywhere. This is part of nectar devotion, all right? So for me, when I'm looking at this, finally what I did, I pulled out because I say, where's my nectar devotion, Do you know what I did? I pulled out Vedic philosophy for students. Because for me to compile that small book, all right, and there's one section on law of karma, all right, I couldn't figure out so many things. So finally, what I had in that chapter, law of karma, as a additional notes, I've got this section. Plus, I have added in what is not clear here. I have added in nectar of devotion. Plus, I gave it to my Guru Maharaj. I said, Guru Maharaj, I can't understand this. Just go through it. All right? So he read and then he gave me blessing. He actually blessed me. He told me, go and reading Prabhupada's books and you will understand. I was struggling to understand. I couldn't understand, So what I'm saying is that we have to read and listen to the lectures. If you don't listen to the lecture 1 hour sitting here, what will you learn? Right? Sansar, we are anyway. I don't want to hear this sansar. Okay, your sansar is getting over now, right? केचित् केवलया भक्त्या वासुदेव परायणः अघं धुन्वन्ति कर्ष्णेन विहारम् इव भास्करः. Now you have to listen very carefully, okay? Only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. All right. First example of karma kand, it was elephant bath, right? Kunjara Socham, right? Elephant bath, so removed, that analogy was given. Second analogy for jnana means, you put fire, the leaves, they burn, but as soon as rain comes, immediately everything is growing again. And here Shukdev Goswami is saying, these sinful desires, they are like fog. They cloud our consciousness. Right? You see, this man looks so black. What is that black? Why is he looking so black? A sinful reaction is sitting on this person. Right? Why is it Kali Yuga? Everything is black. Because of sinful reactions, sinful deeds, and sinful reaction. Everything looks black. Kali Yuga, right? Right? So when the sun comes, right? So it removes that fog, isn't it? immediately the fog is dissipated. You can't do anything except to wait for the sun to rise. So bhakti is compared to the sun. Hmm? Now, only a rare person. Hmm? So Shukdev Goswami is saying that the majority of people, they are karma kandis, right? Majority of karma kandiya, right? You'll give them Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that also they will use it as karma kandya, right? They will use it for, get something. Whatever you give them, they will grab and say, okay, let me, use it for sense gratification. And the truth is that this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is Nam Chintamani. It is a Chintamani. So even if you use it for Karma Kandya, it will give you the result of Karma Kandya, right? Which is Bhukti, enjoyment. You want wealth? What do you want? You want a husband? You want a wife? You want children? You chant Hare Krishna, you get it, right? So, majority of people are karma kandiya. Then come those who are jnani, okay? So, they are less, they are fraction. Karma kandiya is huge. Jnanis are small. Bhaktas are
minuscule.
yeah, rare. Here it says rare. A very rare, kechit, very rare. Some people, Kevalya Bhaktya, they will do unalloyed devotional service. Right? They will do unalloyed devotional service. In the previous verse, Shukdev Goswami gave the example that the dry leaves of creepers beneath a bamboo tree may be completely burnt to ashes by a fire, although the creepers may sprout again because the root is still in the ground. Similarly, because the root of sinful desire is not destroyed in the heart of a person who is cultivating knowledge but has no taste for devotional service, there is a possibility that his sinful desires will reappear. So this person seemed very knowledgeable, great scholar, even in reading Bhagavatam also. If I read Bhagavatam to be a great scholar, right, without practicing devotional service, right? So I'm just, whatever is coming to my mind, I'm saying, right? This is all from nectar devotion. Even if we chant Hare Krishna, all right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, all right? We hear Bhagavatam, we speak Bhagavatam, but if we don't do menial work, right, for Krishna, Trinadapi Sunichena, Taroriva Sihishana, Amanena Mandena, Kirtanya Sada Hari. All right? If I don't do menial work for Krishna, then I remain on the platform of jnana. Right? I become a scholar in Bhagavatam, but I don't do seva. Right? So, similarly, the root of sinful desire is not destroyed in the heart of a person who is cultivating knowledge but has no taste for devotional service. There is a possibility that his sinful desires will reappear, as stated in Shrimad Bhagavatam 10.14.4. I'm just remembering this, this point about chanting the holy name. See, it's very, very subtle. It's like hidden almost in act of devotion. It seemed like such a too good to be true process. You chant Hare Krishna, you sit in Bhagavatam class, and pop up, you go to Vaikuntha. It seemed too good a process. So many intricacies in this, right? So I remember I was in one temple and I was teaching this nectar of devotion. And I said this chant. So it's, yes, chanting Hare Krishna is the best, etc., etc. And then it's given there, that you must do menial work, right? You must also do me. Oh my God, how one devotee came barging at me. No, chanting Hare Krishna is sufficient. So what did I do? I'm just saying all this. Then what did I do? I took my whole passage, I sent it to Bhakti Chaitanya Swami. Maharaj, please tell me. He said, you are fully correct. You're absolutely correct. This is what is being taught. We don't want to accept. All right, so what am I saying? All right, it is backed up by study of nectar of devotion and confirmed by my teachers. All right? Yeah.
But Mataji, from the 9 process of devotional service, we take to one process, then there is a purification. Then the mind does, with the purification, isn't the mind supposed to accept that other portion of devotional service, which is doing menial? One is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. I'm sitting here, Shravanam, and in the class and everything and chanting. So I'm doing those. But then there is a Path Sevanam, then there is an Archanam, then there is a Dasyam. All that is also coming over a period
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
So with this first 3, and isn't my mind supposed to get a little cleansed, and then I'm
Yes.
accepting the other
Ye-
processes
Yes.
gradually?
Yeah, we should. And then if I close myself off, I'm just expressing what we've experienced in our Hare Krishna movement. All right. So we move, and then at some point we just close. We don't accept something more, and therefore we don't progress. Right? So here, so here, uh, because the root of sinful desire is not destroyed in the heart of a person who is cultivating knowledge, but has no taste for devotional service. You are not ready to pick up a book bag and go and distribute books. You're not ready to go in your kitchen, right? Your own kitchen, cook and host people for prasadam. And if you can't do it in your house, go in some temple, cook. Go to among satsanga. No, I'm speaking of do some flower garlands, right? Whatever it may be, do something. All right. Anything, but do. I remember, I don't know, again I'm saying when Raranath Maharaj was here, he was giving a class. And I went up to him, I asked him a question. I forgot what question I asked him. You know what he did? He just turned towards all the Maharajis who were sitting and doing flower garland. He told me, this is the way. They're very clear. He said, menial work, this is the way. Right? So, if we will only sit and read books, I keep on saying, Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita, and what did he say? Okay, I've heard you, now I'm going home. Okay, right, dhyana, right? So a person who is cultivating knowledge but has no taste for devotional service, there is a possibility that his sinful desires will reappear. We thought, I'm done with all this. No. Again, it comes haunting me back. You know, when you're gripped by material desire, it's like a ghost haunting one. This is Srila Rupa Goswami says, like a ghost and witches, it just grip. And you want to do, right? I don't know whether we can, it's already 1 o'clock. Huh? Anyway, maybe half of it we'll do today, this verse.
Big one.
Very large. Because as soon as I'm speaking, the whole, everything is coming back. Every line I'm speaking, I'm remembering something, so we won't go far. So as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.14.4, Shreya Shristim Bhaktim Udasyate Vibho Klishyanti Ye Kevala Bodha Labdhaye. Speculators who undergo great labor to gain a meticulous understanding of the material world by distinguishing between sinful and pious activities, but who are not situated in devotional service or prone to material activities. They may fall down and become implicated in fruitive activities. So here Prabhupada is explaining that you want to understand what is pap, what is punya, right? Like astrologers, maybe like astrologers, right? They're so much fascinated to understand. This is karma actually. Sinful activities and pious deeds. Now, and you can be, like so here it says a meticulous understanding of the material world.
मतलब एकदम सिस्टमेटिक बहुत ध्यान से
Yeah. बहुत what? ध्यान से.
बहुत
ध्यान
ध्यान
से.
से doing it very correctly with a lot of
Yeah.
attention.
Yes. So you are trying to understand what is pap, what is punya. You spend your whole life looking at it. Finally, you get contaminated by this very same papa and punya. You understand? Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsam. Your entire life you are going only studying, what is pap, what is punya. It becomes your entire consciousness, right? How dangerous it is. This is from 10th Canto 14.4. Shreya Shristim Bhaktim Udasyate Vibho Klishyante Ye Kevala Bodha Labdhaye. Speculators, meaning Bodha, right? Bodha, Buddhi, right? Speculators who undergo great labor to gain a meticulous understanding of the material world by distinguishing between sinful and pious activities, but who are not situated in devotional service or prone to material activities. Horror, prone, tendency. You get captured. Alright, you get captured by material activities. You're only spending your time meditating on what is pap and punya. But you don't do devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vandanam, Padasevanam, Dasyam,
साक्यम
etc. Okay?
आत्मा
Bhakti. Okay, if one becomes attached to devotional service, however, his desires for material enjoyment automatically vanquish without separate endeavor. Right? Simple thing, we chant, we offer our food, we do the archana, right? Simple. See, for housewives, chanting, doing the deity seva, cooking, this is 50% your bhakti is going in this, right? 50%, right? And now reading, teaching your family this Bhagavatam, having satsanga, right? This is the method, simple for householders. See, 1 hour we are meeting in your home, please have some satsang, right? Cook some prasadam and distribute. I don't have to say this again and again, this we've studied that so minutely. Not only when there is a birthday or a death day or a wedding, no. Regular satsang has to happen. So what will happen if one becomes attached to devotional service, however, his desires for material enjoyment are automatically vanquished without separate endeavor. See, why I'm speaking about all this? Because, I'm hearing that now after COVID, everybody says everything online, we don't have to take the trouble to travel. for satsang, right? Aram se I sit at home and I view the, the whole video or Zoom or whatever, right? One devotee told me, now all their meeting is happening on Zoom. I said, why? She told me nobody wants to cook. I say, once in a month you're not ready to meet? Because it's trouble. It's trouble, right? What's happening to us, right? Before we will meet together, we will cook, we will bring something from home, everybody, right? We don't have to cook. So this little bit that was left, that also we are losing. So it's very risky, meaning we'll become superficial Hare Krishna devotees, right? We'll wear Kanti Mala, we will tilak, but no devotional service, right? If we don't serve, very soon that Hare Krishna will close down.
Mataji, you have to do house program. This reminds me. We are on for at least one house program a month. If not,
Yeah.
out
So
of 4 weeks,
you know,
1 week, one house
everybody should do house program. Rotate. This is your dharma, grihastha dharma, right? Because you have to give prasad. How to distribute prasad. Don't think, okay, I will just give some money in the temple, they will distribute prasad. Why you want to pay somebody to do your work? Why don't you get in the kitchen and do it yourself? Right? Sorry, I'm just saying everything that's pouring out, Okay, so if one becomes attached to devotional service, however, his desires for material enjoyment automatically vanquish without separate ending. Because then, I remember this devotee, he told me how he gave up onion and garlic. I don't know whether, maybe he was vegetarian. He told me because devotees are coming to his house. So he says, I don't know, anytime the devotee just pop in, because see, we are a small island and you are going door to door. And now you see this person receive you nicely. So next time also you will go, even if they don't receive nicely, right? You will still say, let me check. Maybe he has had a change of heart. Some calamity has happened in the house. Suddenly, change of heart. So you keep on going again and people open the door and before they were just slamming the door in your face, right? Indian or pious people, right? So they remember. When something goes wrong, they remember and they open the door and make you sit down, right? Welcome you, anyway. So this devotee, he told me, he said, Maharaji, I had to become free from onion and garlic because I don't know when the devotees will turn up on my doorstep.
That's a good one.
And naturally, Indian hospitality, that they want to serve something, right? And no Hare Krishna devotee will eat. So they want to give. See, this is like your pleasure to make somebody,
Mataji, to
right?
be honest, in US, I left onion garlic in the beginning of my life only because of that. Because we used to host a lot of devotees because we were living in the temple community and Maharajas here, because there you have only the grahastha who host and there are no brahmacharis working for anybody. The grahasthas are close to the temple and they have some service, that. So we were from congregation, we moved close to the temple. Once we moved close to the temple, good opulent house, then the temple president, this person coming, please 2 days host this. Gradually, that reminds me, one of the reasons that I cipher with the onion and garlic.
So this is what he's saying here. You're giving practical example how desires for material enjoy are automatically vanquished without separate endeavor.
Yes.
Without, okay, I have to give her my onion garlic. No, I have to host devotees. You are doing seva, right? So automatically, so it works. Bhakti pareshanubhavo viraktir anyatra cha. If one is advanced in Krishna consciousness, material activities, both sinful and pious, automatically become distasteful to him, right? He doesn't want to eat his fish and eggs, right? Once you start offering your food, you're not going to eat fish and eggs, right? That is the test of Krishna consciousness. All right? That is the test of Krishna consciousness. When you no longer want to eat wrong things, when you don't want to smoke, drink, and do all types of sinful activities. And if by ill luck it happens to you immediately, you want to bring yourself up back. All right. If you slip, you will want to again pick yourself up because you've had a taste of devotional service. Due to bad habits from time immemorial, we may slip, but again we will pick up. Both pious and impious activities are actually due to ignorance because a living entity as an eternal servant of Krishna has no need to act for his personal sense enjoyment. Therefore, as soon as one is reclaimed to the platform of devotional service, he relinquishes his attachment for pious and impious activities and is interested only in what will satisfy Krishna. This process of bhakti, devotional service to Krishna, Vasudeva Parayana, relieves one from the reactions of all activities. Yeah, so here this. See what Prabhupada is explaining. He's saying that this, he will explain more on this, but let's take it at this point. If we are Jivera Swarubhai Krishna Nityadas, I'm Nityadas, so why am I imitating somebody else? Right? If I'm not a king, all right? I'm not a king, I'm not a queen. All right, why should I imitate a king or a queen? Can I do his or her work? Where we are, just be, realistic. Kings and queens, they give orders. Who will obey my orders? Right? Right? And when you don't obey my orders, I say I shoot you. Right? That's what we are doing. But if I say I'm a citizen, all right? You have good king and queen, okay? Perfect. Vaikuntha Vijaya. King and queen, Radha Rani, Krishna, right? I have the best of Lakshmi Narayan, Radha Krishna, right? They are ready to do everything for me. Why should I imitate them? So Prabhupada is saying, there's no need. There's no need because I already started off this session by saying that we have no self-love. Right? We don't know what is our own swartha.
It's our true interest.
Yes. I think maybe Prahlad Maharaj says, what is my interest? What is my swartha? What is good for me? I don't even know, right? So what am I doing? I'm imitating Krishna and therefore I'm getting into so much trouble. So if I just relax and I say, let me do everything for Krishna, then there's no implication in, so why you're trying, I just said, no, you're trying to be the king and queen, and when the person doesn't obey you, you become angry and you shoot the person, right? Sinful activity is literally what we are doing. Literally, that's what we are doing. All right? So if I relax and I say, I'm not the enjoyer, I'm not the queen, I'm not the king, but yeah, yes, and I'm being taken care of anyway. What do I need? Right? Oh God, where are we? So this process, so he's interested only in what will satisfy Krishna. This process of bhakti, devotional service to Krishna, Vasudeva Parayana, relieves one from the reactions of all activities. When I stop doing all these nefarious activities. Everybody leaves me alone, right? As soon as I start interfering in your space, right, then the other will come and kill me, right? Literally. But if you don't do this, like you're saying this Kali Yuga, wherever you're finding, right, wherever this battle was happening, we read those who go to hell. Who are those people? Those who go and capture somebody else's place, right? Somebody's property, beside engaging in all those sinful activities, meat eating. Meat eating means that you're capturing an animal, you're inflicting misery upon an animal, you're taking away the right to live, right? Intoxication, you don't care about your own body. Intoxication, right? Gambling, you don't care about your family. Gambling, illicit sex, you don't care about what progeny you are going to produce, right? Right? Hmm? Who is the father, who is the mother of this progeny? What's the future of that progeny who you are producing? You don't care, right? All right, so this will take us some time
Continue.
to be continued. We've done only one paragraph. All right, but it's getting clear.
Yes.
All right. All right, so we will go faster because I have
Next time.
next time we go faster.
The
Okay.
base is clear.
Okay. Hare Krishna.